Hi there, it's Diana, and today we are making our very own conditioner bars. I've made this video as part of the hair growth series because some of you have asked what products I use and what my hair care routine is after I've made the hair growth video. And when it comes to conditioner, I have mentioned previously that I make my own bars, so this video will show you how to make your own exactly as I do. I want to start off by saying why I chose to make them myself. Making your own products gives you full control over the ingredient list. Everything that I'm using today is linked in the PDF below, and the supplier even provides certificates of analysis for each ingredient. If you don't know what that is, it's a document that proves the purity of what goes on in a formulation. This way you get full transparency. This formula is silicone-free, fragrance-free, and paraben-free, and it is way more concentrated than liquid conditioners, so remember, a little goes a long way. So first, let's have a look at the ingredient list. For today, we are using 500 grams of the Stevenson Melt and Pour base and a tiny dash of coconut oil. You can swap the coconut oil for whatever makes you happy. If you've got shea butter lying around or a bit of mango butter or even a dash of olive oil, just look and see what's in your kitchen. You don't really have to overspend. So with this cosmetic base, you get about 500 grams if you cut it in half. And then you take that half and you cut it in chunks. These, for example, are too big. These are just about the right amount to get even melting. Now, some of the equipment will already be in your kitchen. Knives are a no-no to cut the chunks. You need to use a soap cutter instead. They are very affordable. You will need a microwave-safe bowl or a Pyrex dish, a silicone spatula, or a plastic spoon if you know the temperature max. This should be on the packaging when you buy it. Please make sure it's safe from melting. Next up, you can either use a hot plate on minimum temperature or use a microwave where you need to stop it every 10-20 seconds. If you prefer to use a hot plate, I personally do. They're not very expensive. You can find a pretty cheap one online, but you have to remember to keep the heat gentle on minimum settings. Same applies for the microwave. When you use a hot plate, you don't need to use short bursts. It's more about continuous mixing. If you want to use your microwave, then remember the 10-20 second rule. And last but not least, some cute molds. And ta-da, your setup is ready. The method is probably easier than boiling an egg. You take the chunks, you melt them with continuous motion, remember to stir. And another tip from me, heat does not dissipate so quickly, so make sure you don't overdo it with the heating stages. And then bam, you pour the mix into these cute molds, and that's pretty much it. You don't need to worry if you get a little bit on your bench because this is not a corrosive base in any way. But I would say clean your glassware when the residue is melted. Not hot but melted, it makes it much easier. And then you wipe the bench and you wait for 24 hours. The quality check at the end is just as important. If your conditioner base goes brown or starts bubbling, it's pretty much good to put in the bin. It means that all the butters, so the fats that go in the formulation, have burned and they will not work as properly as they should. Now, how you use the bar is different from liquid ones. In the shower, warm the bar under water and glide it over the mid-lengths and ends of your hair only. I know, shocker, but this much should do the trick every time you wash your hair. Don't bring it anywhere near the scalp or else you will clog it right back. You need to massage it through. You can sing along to an Ariana Grande song, and before you know it, you're done. Then you just do a rinse. It does feel more luxurious, and a little goes a long way. And now the final debate. Should we add fragrance or not? I personally love it when a bar or a cosmetic in general smells of nothing. I refuse to add unnecessary fragrance for my personal use. But if you want to give these as a gift, say for Christmas, then I would recommend using a fragrance from the same supplier. Again, they have certificates of analysis for fragrances. Remember, do not go above 2% in terms of the weight. So if you make 100 grams of product, you shouldn't use more than 2 grams of fragrance. In this case, we've made 500 grams of product, so no more than 10 grams of fragrance. If you choose to do so, you will need to get some nitrile gloves, work with long sleeves in a ventilated area, and most importantly, you need to weigh it. It does not bring any nourishing value to the product, but it does create a nice memory, hence why fragrance products sell pretty well. If you think about it, when you enter a shop that sells these kinds of products, the first thing that draws you in is the fragrance before you know exactly where the smell is coming from. And overall, that's it. No fussy chemicals, no overthinking. This is just a simple, effective bar that is handmade by you. So congratulations. You can use these bars as thoughtful gifts, and because now you know exactly what is in them, you will feel a little bit proud every time you pop one of these in the shower. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, now is probably the best time to subscribe so we can stay in touch. If you want to learn more atomic truths or more about the chemistry world and how fascinating it is, then I've popped one more video here. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you next time.